Now in this example, a is also greater than 1, and it's the exact same example that we did this way with trial and error. With this one, some of you learned that you multiply a and c, so we're going to multiply 5 times 8, and 5 times 8 is 40, and we're going to list those factors. And the factors of 40 are 1 times 40, 2 times 20, there's no factor with 3, and there's 4 times 10, and 5 times 8. And we're going to find these factors here that somehow combine to give me 18. And if I look at this, the factors of 40 that combine to give me 18 are 2 and 20. And the way they do that is if I have negative 20 plus 2, that combines to negative 18. So I'm going to copy down the first term, which is 5x squared. And then I'm going to just write negative 20x plus 2x, and I get my 20 and my 2 from this term. So my negative 20x plus 2x. And then I copy down my last term, which is minus 8. Now, since I have 4 terms here, anytime I have 4 terms, I'm going to try to factor by grouping. So I group the first 2 terms and the last 2 terms together, and then I look for a greatest common factor. The numerical greatest common factor in these two is 5, and then I also have a variable of x in both terms. So I'm going to factor that out, and what I have left is I have x minus 4. Plus, numerically in this term, I'm going to do the same thing. I look for the greatest common factor. There's the greatest common factor of 2, and then I have x minus 4. Now, once I get here, I notice that I have x minus 4 in each term. So that means that x minus 4 is the greatest common factor, and so I'm going to bring that out to the front as my greatest common factor, and I write what I have left, which is 5x plus 2. Now, if you notice, these 2 factor pairs are the exact same thing as these 2 factor pairs. If you choose to use this method, it is very important that you check, just as we did in the last example. So if I check this, I'm just going to multiply the binomials together. So I have x times 5x is 5x squared. Then I have x times 2, so that would be plus 2x. Then I have negative 4 times 5x, which would be minus 20x. And then I have negative 4 plus 2, which is minus 8, which if I combine the middle 2 terms together, I have 5x squared minus 18x minus 8. This is a very valid method as long as you check to make sure that your resulting equation from the factor pairs is what you started with. Now that I know 100% sure, based on my checking, that this is correct, I can go ahead and use the zero product property and say that x minus 4 equals 0, and 5x plus 2 equals 0, and x equals 4, and x equals negative 2/5. Once again, I'm going to state that if you choose to use this method, it's very important that once you get your factor pairs, that you check your answer. There's lots of ways that you could miss the answer, and checking will make you go back and do it again. Checking is built into the trial and error method, so I recommend that you learn and get comfortable with this method.